Whole lot more. Let's welcome in adjunct professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. Dan, good morning. So when the Federal Reserve signaled in January they are done raising those rates, investors set a tentative date in March to institute a series of aggressive rate reductions. But now it's looking like they're not going to hit until May or even June. Dan, if these cuts come, how do you think it could affect mortgages?
Well, there isn't a direct relation between mortgage rates and what the Fed does. They're related, but not directly. The issue here with real estate and the pricing is all driven by the lack of inventory. Now, as far as what the Fed will do related to interest rates, well, the fact of the matter here is, Alex, is that inflation is not yet tamed. So in spite of what investors may expect or may want, I think the Fed is going to hold off probably until June. And I don't think that's a bad decision, by the way.
All right, Dan. Well, how about this? Another week of car recalls. Chrysler now recalling over 330,000 Jeep Grand Cherokees over issues with the model's steering wheel. That's a little scary. So the manufacturer warning damaged pinch bolts could break, ultimately resulting in the driver losing control of their vehicle and then potentially crashing. Dan, the company says they don't know of any injuries related to the malfunction so far, but still, okay, between plane doors ripping off mid-flight and now this, I mean, why are there so many issues happening when it comes to transportation?
Well, it's actually confusing because one would think with so much automation and AI being used in these processes that we would come a lot closer to perfection when we're talking about the safety of people, whether it's in an airplane, which is really disturbing, or in a car. Now, in this particular case, okay, it's a steering bolt issue, and what Chrysler is saying is that out of the 330,000 cars that are subject to this recall, they believe it's only about 1% that may be affected, but still, that's 3,300 cars. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in that lottery of the 3,300 cars.
No, I mean, that's very scary that you could lose control of your car and crash something that you absolutely have no control over whatsoever. Dan, very scary situations happening right now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Alex.